So I'm starting this class with Leisure by William Henry Davies. I'm reading it out fast. What is this life? What is this life if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare, no time to stand beneath the wags and stare all along as sheep and cows, no time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass, no time to see in broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night, no time to turn a beauty's glance and watch her feet how they can dance, no time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. A proof, a poor life, this if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare. The poem is, though written in simple words, in simple sentences, but its meaning is too profound. That is the main, um, that is the main purpose of the writer, of the poet, to convey to the readers. So before going through this poetry, we should know who is William Henry Davies. William Henry Davies obviously is a poet, but he is a late 19th century poet and 20th century poet is as well, according to his date of birth and date of death. You see, he was born in 1971. That is, sorry, he was born in 1871. That is late 19th century, and died in 1941. That is 20th century. So mostly William Henry Davies is called a 20th century poet. This is the emphasis. He is mainly called the 20th century poet. You will not say he is a 19th century poet. He is mainly known widely to be a 19th century poet, right? So you see, this poetry was written from that point of view, from the idea of the life and society of 20th century. So this poem first appeared in 1911 collection that was also by William Henry Davies. This collection's name is Songs of Joy and Others. This is the collection of poems, book of verse. In this book of verse, this poem was first appeared by William Henry Davies. Clear? And if you go through the poet's life more, you will see the poet always had an intention to understand what is life beyond the hurriness, what is life beyond the busy way of ours, right? So this poet is widely known for his mainly lyrics and simplicity, charming, so many others ingredients as well. Because of them, the poet is widely known to us. And I said lyrics. Lyrics means, you know what is lyrics? Lyrics means melody, right? That means the poet's poem is melodious. You see, what is this life if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare? Can you see the melody? It's a kind of instrumental sound is created, right? So you see the rhythm, you see the melody. The sound is instrumental. No time to stand beneath the bogs and stare as long as sheep and cows. You see, so lyrical poet, lyrical poem. This is a melodious poem. So because of creating melody, because of creating lyric, William Henry Davies is widely known to us in the literature. Simplicity is also a fact in case of William Henry's poems. Simplicity. What is simplicity? Simplicity means the simple words, simple language that William Henry Davies use. So very simple way to compose poetry with the simple words. This is called simplicity. And simplicity is also another fact that William Henry Davies always takes a simple idea to be described, to be interpreted through his poetry, right? Charming. Charming is also a quality of his poetry. That means of beauty. Hmm. So here you see the natural beauty is emphasized, the beauty around us is emphasized, right? So this much is sufficient about the poet to be known before reading this story in reading this poem in details. So first, let's go through the explanation. So what is this life if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare? So you see the poet is questioning. You see the question mark. Are you not following the reading?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you see the question mark. What is this life if? That
স্যার কিন্তু
means,
এটা তো আমাদের ছিল না তো।
let me finish first.
স্যার লেজারের এই পার্টটা ছিল না, লেজারের আমাদের অন্য পার্ট ছিল।
কোন পার্টটা ছিল?
ওটা আমি আপনাকে পাঠিয়েছিল।
So you sent the text that you have, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, before let me finish it, then I will see if there is any difference between your text and text of mine, right? Because should not
স্যার
have
এটা
such.
লেজার বাই ওই যে যেন স্যামুয়েল টেলার আর কে জানো ছিল
Okay,
উইলিয়াম।
you see your text. You see your text, William Henry Davis's Laser. You see that text. So এই টেক্সটটা দেখো তুমি, খোলো, open your Hard copy.
স্যার হার্ড কপিতে এসব কিছু নেই।
You send a photocopy.
স্যার আমাদের এই কন্টেন্টেই নেই এই জিনিসটা।
But your content এ আছে তো লেজার।
স্যার তাহলে লেজারের অন্য পার্ট আছে।
সেটা পাঠাও আমাকে, কোনটা আছে।
স্যার আপনাকে অনেকদিন আগে পাঠিয়েছি আমি।
আজকে পাঠিয়ে দাও একবার, সেটা হারিয়ে ফেলেছি। বুঝেছো, পাঠিয়ে দাও তাহলে।
উইলিয়াম ওয়ার্ডসওয়ার্থের লেখা।
উইলিয়াম ওয়ার্ডসওয়ার্থের লেখা লেজার।
হ্যাঁ।
আচ্ছা, তাই পাঠাও। আমার তো মনে হয় না উইলিয়াম ওয়ার্ডসওয়ার্থের লেখা লেজার। যদি হয় পাঠাও, তুমি সেন্ড করো, আমার হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে সেন্ড করো।
Sorry. ও না না, ওটা হলো কি জানো, লাইনস রিটেন ইন আর্লি স্ক্রিপ্ট।
Did you not go mad?
ইয়েস স্যার।
That means your mind is out of study. Your mind is not there in the study books. This is sure. You said William Wordsworth wrote Laser. William Wordsworth never wrote Laser, right?
ইয়েস স্যার।
So please be attentive, because the final exam is waiting for you. I hope you will get very good score. It is my anticipation. Hmm. So what I was saying this. Uh, I told so many things about the poet, and I was going through the explanation. So you see the first line. What is this if? What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. So in the first line, the poet is questioning that we are so careful about our life, about the materiality of our life, that we don't have any time to stand in leisure, to look around, to stare around, right? And no time to stand beneath the wags and stare all along as sheep and cows. So when it is a countryside where sheep and cows are found in the fields. So in the fields under the bugs, the sheep and cows are found to eat grasses and leaves. So we don't have sufficient time to watch them. We don't have sufficient time to see them, to stare them, to stare at them, right? And next, no time to see when woods we pass. That means the woods, the trees, the bushes we which are passing by. We don't have sufficient time to see them, to stare them, to watch them, to look at them. Where squirrels hide their nuts and grasses. So in the bush, in the woods, the squirrels are found to conceal their nuts in the grasses. Such thing should be noticed, should be stared at by us, but we don't have sufficient time to look at that. No time to see if broad daylight streams full of stars like skies at night. So it is being talked about the sky during night, why the sky is full of stars. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet, how they can dance. So we don't have also the time to watch the feet of the nature, and feet of her, who is her? Her is refer to nature, right? And how they can dance. That means they are dancing with their beauty. No time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. A poor life this if full of care. We have no time to stand and stare. The final line is very important. The poet is saying, poor life, a poor life, this if full of care. If we are in poverty, right? Obviously, we will have so many we will have so many domestic concerns, right? In terms of livelihood, living, cloth, shelter, food. In terms of them, we have so many concerns. We have so many duties to perform. This is why we have no sufficient time to care of whatever is there around us. We have no time to stand. So poor life is reference to poverty. Poor life is also reference to the condition of ours, how much poor we are by our hardiness, by the busy life, how much poor, how much helpless we are by the daily duty, daily concern of our domestic life, right?
Yes, sir.
So poor is reference to both. On the one hand, poor is reference to poverty. Because of poverty, you are always busy. You always remain busy to collect your lively. to collect your uh, bread, right? So being in poverty, you are always busy to collect your food, bread, in earning money. This is one reference. And another reference to poor is that we are helpless by our duties. We are helpless by our domestic concerns, daily concerns. This is why we don't have sufficient time to watch around, to observe the enjoyment of life. This is another concern. This is another idea of the reference to poor life. Clear? So explanation is very simple here, but ideas are very important. So which idea is being emphasized by the poet? The idea of modernity,
Yes,
right?
sir. The
What is
busyness.
the idea of modernity?
The busyness.
Very good. Busyness of life. Busy life of modernity. Busy life of modern era. Modern era, life of modern era is so much busy in the development of materiality that has no time to celebrate the joy and importance of leisure, importance of relaxation, right?
Yes, sir.
While we have so many beauties around us, the poet has emphasized this, pointing to the beauty of nature, pointing to the scenario of natural world, right?
Yes,
So modernity is a fact of hurriness. Modernity is an evidence of our busyness. So how much busy we are in our modern life, this is an idea that the poet is emphasizing and claiming, to think of minimum our leisure, minimum our time should be taken out of our busy life, right?
yes,
So modernity is the main reference to this poetry. You know, when modernity started, that means from the late 19th century, when modernity started to enter, from that time, most of the people in our society, you can say our society, became so much concerned about whatever is their material development. That means they always thought of utilitarian philosophy, that is by Plato. Plato said everything should have utility. Utilitarian philosophy, said by Plato. So according to utilitarian philosophy, everything should have utility, profit, right? If you if your task does not give you any profit, so this task is called useless. This task should be stopped, right? According to Plato, according to his utilitarian philosophy, everything should have utility. So utilitarian philosophy became much useful, concerned by the society in the modern time. Clear? So same thing, our modernity is being concerned about the material development, right? And has no sufficient time to celebrate the life with joy, with important, with entertainment. So you see, minimum everyone, everyone among us should have the sufficient time, should have the sufficient time to spend in leisure, to have the joy, to have the beauty of natural world, right? So, main idea of this poem is that the poet is emphasizing on the busy modern life, which has no time to think of subjective things like spirit, soul, joy, entertainment, right? And they have no time to give importance to the relaxation. This is why the poet is pointing out the natural scenario, natural beauty, to mean that we should spend our time, minimum time. We should give minimum importance to whatever is our life in terms of soul, spirituality. So the poet is also profound in the idea of spirituality. The poet is talking about being concerned towards our spiritual identity, because material identity is not sufficient. It is temporary, right? You are busy now in your life by earning your bread, needs, daily needs. That is not important, because materiality is a kind of temporariness. Hmm. Spirituality is permanent. So permanence of spirituality is also implied, to be emphasized by the poet. So permanence means perpetual, right?
yes, sir.
If you have joyful soul, if you are very excited from your inside, that is the true identity of yours. Because your soul is delighted, your heart is delighted, your spirit is delighted. You are busy always, all day long, about your daily needs, about your domestic needs, but you don't have a bit joy minimum in your soul. Are you truly happy? No.
Mhm, sir.
No man can be happy truly if the man has no perfect joy in the soul, if the man has no delight in the heart and soul, right?
Yes, sir.
So man should be delighted by heart, man should be delighted by soul, man should be delighted by spirit. Then you will have a true life. But if you always think of the material concerns, hmm, by concealing your spiritual needs, by hiding your spiritual joy, hmm, this is not fair. This is not fair. We should not be concerned about them, about the material life so much that we will forget to celebrate our joy from our soul and heart and spirit, right? So in this poetry, then you see modernity is an idea, main theme, and another theme is spirituality. Next, nature, natural scenario, natural beauty is also another theme. Obviously, the three themes. First, I said modernity. Second, I said spirituality.
Yes.
Third, I said natural beauty. So three themes are embedded, hmm, in one structure, right? That is this
Yes, sir.
poetry. This poetry is the structure where the three different themes, modernity, spirituality, and nature, embedded. Clear? So how modernity, spirituality, and nature embedded? That I said.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So the poet's main emphasis is that life should not be without leisure. This is the main emphasis of the poem. Life should not be without leisure, because you should have the leisure. You should have the time of relaxation to celebrate your joy of life from your heart and soul. If you don't have such time, you are not a man in society to live with true joy. Right? This is the main emphasis. And in this emphasis, the three themes, modernity, spirituality, and natural beauty, is embedded together in the one structure, in the single structure. So if you just think simply, if you have no time to spend in leisure, your life will be terrible one, right?
Yes, sir.
And you will be worried.
Yes, sir.
And in this context, you should take minimum time to stand for your joy,
Yes,
right? This is the main thing the poet is talking about. And if you think of message of
sir.
the
But the
poem,
one who finds the joy in every single thing they do, sir, they can never be sad.
they can be
Never be sad.
sad.
Sir, they can never be sad.
Yes,
So even if I am studying, if I find joy in it, so then I cannot be sad ever.
yes, yes, yes. So joy, you are talking about material joy.
Just সেটা বলছি না
কি বলছো?
স্যার জয় তো ম্যাটেরিয়াল ছাড়াও তো মানে ওই যে স্পিরিচুয়াল না স্যার অন্য রকমের তো জয় মানে জয় হয়
এখানে এন্টারটেনমেন্টকে দুটো বলছে, জয়কে। একটা হচ্ছে ম্যাটেরিয়াল, একটা হচ্ছে স্পিরিচুয়াল। ম্যাটেরিয়াল কোনটা? তুমি কাজ করছো, দেয়ার ইজ নো জয়। বাট স্পিরিচুয়াল জয় থ্রু ম্যাটেরিয়ালিটি, সেটা আলাদা। যে ইউ আর ম্যাটেরিয়ালিটি অবজার্ভিং দ্য নেচার, রাইট?
ইয়েস স্যার
নেচারকে তুমি ম্যাটেরিয়ালিটি, দ্য ফিগার অফ ট্রি ইজ ম্যাটেরিয়াল, না?
ইয়েস স্যার
তো দ্যাট ইজ নেচার। সো দ্যাট নেচার ইজ বিং অবজার্ভড বাই ইউ। সো ওই অবজারভেশনের মধ্য দিয়ে, ওই অবজেক্টিভিটির মধ্য দিয়ে, যেটা চোখে দেখছো, দ্যাট ইজ অবজেক্টিভিটি। ওই অবজেক্টিভিটির মধ্য দিয়ে তুমি কিটা গ্রাস্প করছো? বিউটিটাকে গ্রাস্প করছো, নাকি?
ইয়েস স্যার
সেই বিউটিটাকে কি চোখে দেখা যায়? বিউটি ইজ অলওয়েজ সাবজেক্টিভ, আর সাবজেক্টিভ মানেই স্পিরিচুয়ালিটি। সাবজেক্টিভ মানেই স্পিরিচুয়াল, বোঝা গেছে? আর এখানে বিষয়টা স্পিরিচুয়াল। তার কারণ যখন তুমি বিউটিটাকে অ্যাবজর্ব করছো থ্রু দ্য ম্যাটেরিয়াল ওয়ার্ল্ড, থ্রু ইউর অকুলার ভিশন, দ্য অবজেক্টিভ বিউটি যেটা দেখছো, সেই অবজেক্টিভ বিউটি কাকে কানেক্ট করছে? কানেক্ট করছে তোমার সোলকে, তাই না? যার ফলে তো তোমার সোল ডেলাইটেড হয়ে যাচ্ছে। এবার সোল যখন ডেলাইটেড হয়ে যাচ্ছে, তখন কি হচ্ছে? তুমি প্রকৃত আনন্দ পাচ্ছ।
ইয়েস
তো দ্যাট ইজ দ্য কানেকশন টু দ্য স্পিরিচুয়ালিটি। তাহলে ম্যাটেরিয়াল কানেকশন টু দ্য স্পিরিচুয়ালিটি, বোঝা গেছে?
ইয়েস
ম্যাটেরিয়াল কানেকশন টু দ্য স্পিরিচুয়ালিটি। কিন্তু অলওয়েজ তোমার যদি ডেলি লাইফের ডেলি নিডসকে নিয়ে তুমি যদি ভাবতে থাকো, আমার এই চাই, আমার ওই চাই, আমার সেই চাই, এই চাওয়া, এই তানহা নিয়ে, এই ডিজায়ার নিয়ে তুমি যদি অলওয়েজ ভাবতে থাকো, ইউ উইল বি ডেপ্রাইভড, ইউ উইল বি ট্রুলি ডেপ্রাইভড ফ্রম দ্য ট্রু লাইফ। সত্যিকারের জীবন থেকে তুমি বঞ্চিত হবে, বোঝা গেছে? সেই জন্যই কবি বলছে ইউ ক্যান বি বিজি ইন ইউর ডেলি লাইফ। সেটা আমার বিষয় নয়। আমার বিষয়টা হচ্ছে মিনিমাম টাইম তো তুমি দেবে সারাদিনে নিজের আত্মাটাকে একটু এন্টারটেন করার জন্য। To celebrate the joy of your life in leisure, you should have
so
minimum
there should
time.
be some so there should be some leisure time
Yes, this is the poet is talking about. সেটি তো কবি বলছেন যে nobody is saying that you will not think of your material development. Obviously you will think of your material development, because our material identity we have by your material figure, because our body is material, but
yes
our joy is not material. জয় সবসময় কিন্তু সাবজেক্টিভ হয়। জয় সবসময় কিন্তু আমাদের স্পিরিচুয়াল হয়। আনন্দ কোনোদিন শরীরে পাওয়া যায় না। কোথায় পাওয়া যায়?
মনে
মনে পাওয়া যায়। মনটা কি ম্যাটেরিয়াল হয়?
না
মনটা সবসময় সাবজেক্টিভ, স্পিরিচুয়াল। সেটাই কবি বলতে চাইছেন, যে মন তো সাবজেক্টিভ, মন তো স্পিরিচুয়াল। তাহলে সেই মনের জন্য, সেই সাবজেক্টিভিটির জন্য, সেই স্পিরিচুয়ালের জন্য কিছু ভাববো না সারাদিন? ওয়েন অলওয়েজ অল ডে লং তোমার যে মেন্টাল অ্যাকশন, থটস যখন কাজ করবে সব সময়ের জন্য, থটসকে যখন তুমি প্রেসারে রাখবে বা ইয়োর ডেলি ডিউটিস, তখন দেখবে নিজেকে সাফোকেশনে আছি বলে মনে হবে, হবে কি না?
না
সেই জন্যই কবি বলছেন